Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike. I'm coming at you with another video, and this time we're going to build Superion. Start with a foot. So here's how we're going to build this together. We're going to do some comparisons and all that fun stuff. But I figure, as easy as it is, it's a little bit of a challenge. Basically, let's start with a foot. You put the foot on by putting those grooves into there. If you can see that, there's a groove. And so it's not quite as easy as it looks. It looks easier than it is. I kind of spread the legs. As you can see, the legs spread a bit. Slide it on, clip it on, and push it to the back. You see, that's in there. And pop this up, clip that in right there. And then, now I would rather see the tip on the back, but it would impede articulation a bit, so I follow the rules there. And so you have a leg. That's your leg. Arm, real easy. Arm is super, hand is super easy. So you just split this, you slide in your hand into that groove. Okay, I say super easy. And then you close it on that groove. There it is. Man, it's hard to get that good angle on that. And there we are. So let's put these on. But here we go. You simply pop open the back of this right here. Slide this. See, there's a big old metal piece. That is strong. You slide that on. Onto there. Close these pieces. And on the back, you're going to close this. And you now have the legs on. Listen to those strong ratchets. And let's do the hand. So this is where some of their changes are improvements. So you fold this up right there. Slide this into the slots. Into the slot. Then fold that down, and then it doesn't fall apart like Bruticus's. The Bruticais fall apart. So that's on there solid. And there you go. So let's get this all in frame. Lastly, we're going to slide old silver bolts in. There is... Can you see that? Maybe you can't see that. There's that right there. And this little piece, the bottom of silver bolt, is going to slide in there. And I'll do the best I can to get that on camera. There's the piece, and we slide it in. And it all just slides in. Real easy. On the top, you close this down on from the head. Right there. And on the bottom, it's in. It's in good. There he is. As you can see, you could build this without a silver bolt in there, but if you built it without silver bolt, then the head would kind of fall back all the time. There's the support, plus the weight piece. We're going to get into weight here in a little bit. The gun is actually really cool. The gun is Silverbolt's gun, and it just slides into his gun. And see, I don't like the add-on ones where you add them together, but this one is really just like there's no way to mess this up. This is really just a big gun that gets some wings to it. Pretty good. So if you flip this down, like always, flip that down, you got the handle. Let's get it installed. All right, so he's got his gun. Let's get into this. Okay, so let's look at the top. You've got the head, and we'll talk about the head as in I have batteries that finally in for Bruticus, and they're not the same size batteries for Silverbolt, or well, Superion. Disappointed in that. So I have the right batteries ordered for this, and so when I get it in, I'll just do an update video with all the heads. And I've also got a new head coming in for Bruticus and everything. Okay, looking at the articulation though, this goes, that's pretty much is all you need. You can fiddle with these to get a little bit more. So, but with these on here, these little mini jets or the jet pieces, it does obstruct it a bit. Now, in the instructions, it shows you to have these pieces forward. And I think that's kind of a kibbly look. And the fact that they've given you the option to take all of the little parts off, all the wings off, and have a clean look like this, I want to have the cleanest look possible. So guess what? I'm foregoing some of my articulation here because without it I could go a little higher. I could articulate a little bit more, but it's not a whole lot that I lose by having a cleaner forearm. And I'm for that cleaner forearm. I don't know if you can see how clean that forearm is when you have the pieces like this. And it is a bit of a challenge to keep it that way. But anyway, that's a clean forearm. And I like it. Now, as you can see, I don't have the other two components of this. So I've got two ZBO1s, two ZBO2s. And I'll just swap them out as I get the new ones in. I had planned on having this guy back in December. And it's taken forever to get it. So, worst laid plans, I guess you could say, ever. Okay, so you do have a swivel and this nice ratchet. Just this whole mechanism and how it works is great, and I think that they have learned a lot from the Bruticus, and this guy is just phenomenal. So getting down to the leg articulation, and what I didn't really catch on Bruticus is to get extremes, you can move these pieces here out of the way. Move your arm. To get extreme poses with your legs, you can move these skirts out of the way. So let's see how extreme we can get. To the front. Yeah, that works. And, you know, part of this is, of course, because there is no transformation at all to the torso aspect of it. But let's get that knee. It holds everything. It holds whatever poses you really need out of a combiner, and he's solid. And you know, the thing is, you can pick him up. That's like the least fiddly combiner bot I've handled, and he's lighter weight, like a good pound lighter than it feels like a pound lighter than Bruticus and the other ones. But anyhow, he's got some great articulation. So without being able to show you any more of the features of him, let's go ahead and get into the bottom here. You have the typical ankle tilt, which is great. I do feel like one downside is I kind of feel like I'm cleaning up these back pieces. I wish they hooked in better. I'm cleaning up these back leg pieces. Those guys, I'm cleaning them up constantly. And yeah, they're the same. I look silly. Here he is with his G1 head. Now I'm going to leave the alternate head on because I still only have the alternate head to Bruticus. And so when I get the alternate Bruticus head in, then I do all 4 of these with batteries and do a video showing you that. Then they'll switch to the G1 only head. But, you know, for now, why not? So that's kind of how I'm going. One more thing I'm going to show you actually before we get into all the comparisons, because I have, got a lot of comparisons here. This piece, these pieces here, I never installed that tail fin in these pieces here. So I just don't want them falling off. I don't want to worry about them because they keep falling off when I'm messing with them. But in combined mode, I don't know how bad it'd be, so I just left them off. First comparison is going to be with this guy. Now this is a KO oversize TFC Hercules, which I think was, for a long time, really the only option for a Superion. And we're talking, this came out in 2014, and we didn't get another option for Superion until, well, recently we had the KO oversized version of Combiner Wars. And speaking of Combiner Wars, there he is next to a Combiner Wars combiner. And that is, well, way bigger, way cleaner. And I was impressed with this is actually Night Warriors with all the perfect effects upgrades. And I really thought this guy was a good-looking version of Superion. And at the time it came out, in my opinion, the best-looking one. And I just felt it was just, well, way too small. I didn't realize it was half the size it needed to be. Here we are with G1. I don't know if you've seen any of those like miniature knockoff kits, but this is what like the miniature knockoffs look like next to everything else. But that's the full-size G1, and he doesn't even make it all the way up to the knee. This thing's massive. He's a beast, and I love it. I love Zetas. So next we have him next to the Jiujiang Jet Commander, and I think that the Jiujiang Jet Commander is the second best thing Superion you could get to put on your masterpiece shelf, and I think it's a decent option if you want to get something for 150, 180. What get it on clearance, maybe 140, 100 used or something. It would fit. It would be fine. I would put like a little piece of granite or something, maybe one piece of wood or two pieces of 2x4 or something, paint them black or something, paint them white, who knows, and then have them stand on those to kind of get them eye to eye. But Zeta still blows it out of the water because this is still off of kind of a clunky design, which I thought this was like the best thing ever when the Combiner Wars came out, and Zeta's blowing it out of the water. And I just can't wait for Fans Toys. Well, I can wait for Fans Toys. I'm curious if Fans Toys is going to be able to handle, if I'm going to be able to take a Fans Toys and just set her, combine Fans Toys down like that, push it around a little bit without anything happening. But yeah, there they are with the Jiujiang Jet Commander and Zeta. Now let's see what it looks like next to his good friend Bruticus, or good enemy Bruticus. I think that looks good. I think they look great together. Man, let me get a different angle on that. I think that looks better. That shows it better. This thing is awesome. Let's see it next to Devastator. And there they are. So far, all three of the Zeta combiners. I know that Toy World has the rights to Constructor, but Zeta team designed it, made it happen. And as you can see, all these designs go very well together. And here he is next to good old Prime. Prime's like, wow, how big are you? And of course, you can't have Prime in there without the Megatron. So let me know what you think about Superion, Zeta Superion. What do you think about him compared to the other ones? Do you have a preference of another Superion I didn't show here and that you like better? And of course, the question I keep asking is, what combiner do you want next? No Say Pretty King, because we know what's coming. And what do you want next? That's technically not next, because we know that. What do you want next that's not announced? Titanium Hanger. Out.